welcome back to our monthly Chittenden County market update. If you've been following along, you know that this year we've really been focused on one key theme, and that is inventory. Inventory is what drives everything here in the market. It impacts pricing, it shapes competition, and it determines whether we're in a buyer's or a seller's market. Today, we're diving into the April market numbers. We're going to look at the market and how it's performing compared to last year, what has changed since last month, and what all of this means as we move deeper into the spring market. As we go through this, keep one question in mind. Are we gaining inventory, or are buyers absorbing it just as fast as it hits the market? Because that answer is really going to define where we go next in 2026. Let's start with median sales price. In April, the median sales price came in at $492,500. That is down 8.8% from last year. When we break that number down, single-family homes are at $542,000, which is down 8.3% from last year. Condos are telling a different story. The median sales price there jumped to $430,000, which is up 19.4% from last year. If we compare it to last month, March, the overall median price was $434,500, and condo prices were down at $327,000. So month to month, we're seeing a pretty strong rebound, especially in the condo market. The big takeaway here is that while prices look softer compared to last year, the short-term trend is actually showing a different story. Now let's take a look at new listings, because this is where inventory starts to come into play. In April, we had 176 new listings, which is up 9.3% from last year. Awesome. Single-family homes were actually down 6.5% though, while condos are the ones that jumped it up from 40.7%. Looking back at March, we only had 118 new listings total. So we did see a nice seasonal increase from March into April, which is typical for this time of year. What stands out though is that most of the growth, again, is coming from condos, while single-family inventory is still pretty tight, and that's kind of what's desired. That is important because it continues to limit options for those buyers who want to be in that market. So next, let's talk about months of supply, which really tells us how competitive the market is. In April, we're at 2.4 months of supply overall. Single-family homes are at 1.7 months, and condos are at 3.4 months. Year-over-year supply is actually a little lower, so we're still in this constrained market, very much a seller's market. If we compare that to March, we were at 3.2 months of supply overall, with condos much higher at 4.5 months. So even though more listings came onto the market in April, supply actually tightened. That tells us that buyers are stepping in quickly and absorbing that inventory. So the takeaway here is that it is still a seller-leaning market, especially on the single-family home side. So now we're going to look at pending sales. So in this past month, 246 homes went under contract. That is up 33.7% compared to last year. Single-family homes saw 151 pending sales, up 26.9%. Condos had 95 pending sales, up 46.2%. So compare that to the previous month where we only had 120 homes go under contract. So pending activity essentially doubled from March to April. That is a clear signal that buyers are back in the market and that they're moving quickly. This kind of demand is exactly what keeps inventory from building in the meaningful way that we need it to. So what does all of this mean when we step back and take a look at the bigger picture? Right now, the market is active. We're seeing prices stabilize in pockets month over month. More listings are certainly hitting the market, and there has been a jump in buyer activity. Personally, I listed a single-family home and a condo in the last few weeks and had 5 offers on the single-family when the condo received 1 strong offer, both going under contract quickly. I've had 3 new buyers reach out and sign a new seller listing. And the perfect condo actually came on the market today for one of my buyer clients, so I'm excited to show it to them, and I know they're ready to pull the trigger. Big picture, single-family homes continue to be strong, and those homes are moving the quickest, especially when they're priced right. Looking ahead, if this pace continues, we could see continued price stability or even some upward pressure. If interest rates come down, that will surely bring even more buyers into the market. The bottom line is, even though some of the year-over-year numbers suggest softening, the month-to-month trend is telling us a different story. The market is heating up as we move into the warm spring. And it all comes back to inventory. If inventory starts to rise in a meaningful way, we could shift towards more of a balanced or even buyer-leaning market. But right now, demand is still absorbing what comes onto the market. So we are staying in that competitive seller's environment right now. So as always, stay tuned for the next inventory report because that is the key to where we go next.